sunny skies, blue ocean water, and vast beaches of Playa del Carmen, Mexico greet the PGA Tour after a week of bustling Las Vegas. A relaxing oasis perfect for unwinding, yet regaining strength to play your best golf. But if not, it's okay, because when you play in paradise, the mistakes don't seem as bad. El Chameleon Golf Club is ready to calm a fiery field. This is the 2017 OHL Classic at Mayakoba. The PGA Tour is proud to bring you the race for the 2018 FedEx Cup. Now coverage of the 2017 OHL Classic at Mayakoba. The PGA Tour arrives in Playa del Carmen, Mexico for the OHL Classic at Mayakoba. This coastal resort town sits along the Yucatan Peninsula's Riviera Maya, a strip of the Caribbean shoreline in the state of Quintana Roo. It's known for its palm-lined beaches and coral reefs, drawing in tourists from all over the world. The subtropical climate with warm to hot temperatures all year round make this a perfect spot for those looking for the perfect beach getaway. Tourists can also go on jungle excursions or climb Chichen Itza and learn about Mexico's history. The PGA Tour has been staking claim in Mexico more recently, making its debut appearance in the country in 2007. Returning each year, a number of players have captured the title, most recently Pat Perez, who ended his 6-year winless drought at El Chameleon Golf Club.
Pat Perez is the winner of the OHL Classic at Mayakoba. Perfecto.
If you don't like paradise, you should probably stay away, because that's what it is right here. Off the coast or on land, Playa del Carmen, city of about 150,000 people just down the street from this gorgeous area, the Mayakoba Resort, along the sandy white beaches, and El Chameleon Golf Club, where they've played for 11 years now. Back in 2007, it was the first PGA Tour event to be held in Mexico. It's become an annual part of the PGA Tour schedule now. Gorgeous conditions, low 80s, humidity a little bit up. Terry Gannon along with David Duvall taking a look at some early play from Ricky Fowler. Season debut, first time here.
Yeah, you expect a lot from Ricky Fowler. I certainly do. Never tire, ever tire of watching him swing the putter. We get to see it here again, down the hill on 16. Trying to make yet another birdie. I'm convinced it's the best putting stroke in golf.
Started his day at 10, so then made the turn all the way at 8. At this point, 5 under par. You look for a big year out of him?
I always do. I expect a lot of Ricky Fowler. I think he's better than he has shown, and I think he should have a big year. Really
good round, 65, but going even lower this morning, Patton Kizzire, who always seems to get off to a good start in seasons. Last week, share a fourth at the Shriners, remembering almost won Safeway a year ago to kick off the season. That one hit the flagstick.
Yeah, kissing off the flag for the easy tap-in birdie. Here he is on 10, the difficult par 3. Only playing 214 today, but makes the putt down the hill.
So he got it to 5 under, made the turn, and eventually you start thinking, that magic number. You've been to Valhalla.
I have, and here he is on 16 making yet another birdie down the hill. And now all of a sudden it's not out of the realm of possibility that he could be thinking sub 60. He would end up making this birdie on 17.
So par is 71 here at El Chameleon.
Have to hole out, obviously. But let's not forget, folks, there's only been roughly right at 45 rounds of 60 or better played and shot in the history of the PGA Tour. This one, after a bad drive in the bunker, had to pitch out, forced a long putt for par. He'd missed that, but an amazing round to open up.
Like about 1 million or so rounds.
Million plus. I mean, think about that.
Yeah. Kizzire with the 62. So you know what's out there. Now the wind will pick up a little this afternoon. In fact, it already has. But Fowler with the 65. Retief Goosen, I mean, the difference between those top 3 names, and they're pretty well-known names at the top of the leaderboard right now. Patrick Rogers at 4 under. Gary Woodland, we saw him in the mix for a while last week. He's 68 today. He recorded a 68. Pat Perez, who has been so hot, leading the way in terms of the FedEx Cup. He's the defending champion here, and he's won already on the season. So the man at the age of 41 reinventing himself. All right, this is the last hole, 9th hole on the golf course for Keith Mitchell. How'd he start his day? With an ace and then a birdie.
That's a way to start your round for sure. A little bit up and down for him, but a great round going so far. You can see them trying to figure out this difficult 9th hole. Saw Patton Kizzire kiss it off the flag. Let's see if he can
listen in here.
19, kind of hit the left edge to the right edge of the tower. That's great.
All right, got the target.
At the tower, left edge of the tower. Move it to the right edge of the tower. See if he can do it. Pretty lofted club coming in here. Got a really good motion.
He'll make that for birdie and finish at 7 under par.
Martin Pillar at number 17. This is his second to the last hole. Started this morning. Just to go to 6 under par on his round. Wow. Got it rolling. Martin Pillar. He has a chance. Look at that. He bogeyed the first hole, and then since then he's been fantastic.
15, Peter Malnati playing with Vaughn Taylor. We saw his tee shot, so this for birdie.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful tee shot here.
Look down at the 8th hole. Jason Kokrak has a birdie putt upcoming there. Off to a good start this year. 3 cuts made in a row. One of those is a top 10. The other 2 were top 20. So pretty much came out ready this year to play some golf. I say year, this season. Start of the wraparound season this fall. Long hitter. Phil mentioned we watched him hit some balls the other day. He's pretty much a guy who eliminates the left side of the golf course. He has some download in his swing, and so he just aims down the left side and rips cuts out there. It's pretty impressive.
I've been fortunate to play a couple practice rounds with him actually, and a little surprised he hasn't had even more success than he has. He's just a big, strong, solid player. Hits it as solid as anybody, as you'll see. Expect a lot from him.
And a good-looking putting stroke.
Siwoo Kim now with a chance to make eagle here at the 7th. This would be the first eagle of the day here at the 7th.
Hit a beautiful 3-wood to get it there.
Might have made it. Yes.
Oh my goodness. That was something else.
What a nice putt.
And he misses the 4-foot birdie putt on the last hole. There's golf for you.
That gets him to 3 under par. Good start.
Over at 11 now, Alex Chayka in the fairway, his second. Currently at 2 over. He's eyeing it. And it's in. Alex Chayka coming off that great week in Vegas with a double here at the 11th. He moves back to even par on the day. Now back to 8. DeChambeau with 15 feet. Birdie. It's in. He moves to 4 under.
Ben Martin at the 16th, the hardest hole on the golf course to date. Just 8 birdies until that. That makes it 9. What a putt. Cross-country birdie there for Ben Martin. Gets him to -1.
Went in on the right edge.
Went in on the right edge.
Derek Fathauer on the tee here at 8. He's 3 under currently.
Correct.
Good go. His brother on the bag. You look up, David, and you see these kind of scores. I mean, it in some ways puts a little pressure on you this afternoon to try to keep up. And
as we talked about, the wind typically picks up that much more in the afternoon here. You're always expecting some wind, but you got, and it's a golf course where you've got to in some ways take what it'll give you. You can't force things around here too much.
He converts and moves to 4 under par as we jump ahead 1 to the 9th. Past champ Charlie Hoffman for birdie. On a good line. And in. Hoffman back to red figures at 1 under par.
Back out to Danny Lee at 11.
They hit it right over the top of the flagstick. How about that? See all these guys knocking it in there close. Can't make a putt. He hits 35 feet past the flag and makes it.
The 9th in the fairway, Conrad Schindler, the 29-year-old, now in Texas A&M man. Was married last week.
Seen a few good shots in here today.
Dialed in. Schindler moves to 5 under par after an easy look at birdie.
At 11, Jose de Jesus Rodriguez, his second shot. Whoa!
Oh, why not?
How about that?
What a shot by Rodriguez, representing his homeland this week. He moves to 2 under, but it's Patton Kizzire who has a commanding lead, firing a 9 under 62 today, seeking his first win on tour. The second round is next.
The weather was extremely nice when Ricky Fowler got his second round underway after a 65 yesterday. Good par save at the first, and Fowler making his season debut, his first time here at the OHL. Par at the second and then at the third. Just a short approach in, setting up a birdie. Miss a birdie putt at 4, but 1 under on his round today. 7 under overall and 2 off the lead in Mexico. El Camaleon Golf Club in Playa del Carmen. Had some great weather earlier, just like you would expect, but we've got some thunder off in the distance. The rain has started. The wind has picked up. Brian Gates won here before, 65 today. He's in the clubhouse, glad to be done. Brandon Harkins, first-year player off the wed.com, also at 9 under. Roberto Diaz, one of 5 players from Mexico in the field this week. Ryan Armour, who's won already, a 69, so he's at 5 under par.
Fowler for eagle from just off the green.
Yeah, right up against that fringe. Kind of adopted a little different stroke there, picked it up and popped down on it.
He'll make that for birdie and move to 8 under par.
And this was just earlier today. Jonathan Bird, 135 yards to the hole. Very short, gettable par 3, to say the least. Perfection from Jonathan Bird. Whoa.
Patrick Rogers doesn't need a finder here. He's within range for birdie.
Just get this one on line and it'll go in. Putting right a little bit down the slope, easy to get to the hole.
Very well done. Teed off at the 10th, Martin Pillar, this to get it to 8 under at 12.
Perfectly placed approach shot just under the hole. Get there. Grabs it on the last roll. Wonderful birdie. What a way to start.
Yeah, 3 straight to start.
Now at the 16th, Patrick Rogers has a chance for birdie. This his 7th hole as he teed off the 10th. Chance to pull within a couple, and he does. It's a good birdie on the hardest hole on the golf course.
To the 18th now, Kizzire for par.
Yep, 9th hole of the day for them.
One thing about them finishing, if they didn't hear the horn, they're fine. If they heard the horn and then kept playing.
It's a dangerous weather situation.
But I'm not sure it's dangerous weather. We haven't been told.
Yeah, only if it's a dangerous weather situation. And we don't have word on whether it was that type of horn, but Patton Kizzire and that group finishing up their 9th hole of the day. It's been wet in paradise the last couple of days. They went out and played the second round yesterday, had to stop, eventually got some of it in, but that's the scene right now, the last 45 minutes or so. They haven't been playing golf today. They will get out there and play golf this afternoon. That's the plan at least. Romo out there to help. Logan Spurlock, the superintendent here, came from Sherwood Country Club out in Southern California, bringing them. And everybody getting a hand in to help because we had over 4 inches of rain here at the Mayakoba Resort, El Camaleon Golf Club overnight. Some more early this morning. It was 1:45 yesterday afternoon when they stopped play. Got back out there at 4 p.m. Then had a stop at 6:06 because of darkness. So, short time ago, they did send the players out there on the range, and they do plan to resume the second round. Ricky Fowler in the field here and playing very well. He's got it to 10 under through 15 holes in his second round, and right there near the top of the leaderboard in his season debut. Terry Gannon, David Duvall with you and the crew. The man from Stanford, Patrick Rogers, just red hot, working on 4 straight birdies in his second round, 7 under in that round and 11 under overall, up by 1. The best sound that we heard all day. It just blew the horn, so that means they're about to play some golf.
Thank goodness.
Yes, Kurt Byron.
This is Gary Woodland at the tee at the 8th hole, 135-yard par 3. Kind of nice to start up your second round with a little wedge shot.
He 2-putts for par from there.
Miss just off the green here at 1 from Martin Pillar at 8 under.
Just a little bump and run across the green here. Should be no problem.
And now out at the 7th, Johnson Wagner with his 3rd on the par 5.
From 112 yards. Similar shot and lie to what Patrick Rogers is going to face.
This is at the 8th. Wee Kim has this for birdie. Here's a guy who's been on a nice roll. He was top 5 over at the CJ Cup in South Korea a couple weeks ago. He lost in a playoff last week in Las Vegas.
I get 16 now from the bunker, Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, that wet sand that you mentioned, very heavy sand, but you can spin it out of there.
He'll go up and down for par and stays at 10 under.
Go to the 7th and Johnson Wagner.
Yeah, this would be a timely, nice birdie to get him to 2 under. And more safely inside the cut line.
To the play at 17.
Grillo's second shot on the way, Jerry.
Just right of the hole.
Aaron Wise just getting things started. He's at the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, good birdie putt there.
All the shit in here is supposed to be really good for all the shit.
So the man from Oregon.
Well, it looks like Grillo will be first here for his birdie, Jerry.
Yeah, he is. Chesson Hadley had a birdie opportunity from just off the back, pitched it, didn't get it to drop, still has some work remaining for par. This one maybe just a little break left, not much.
Occasionally this has been the part of the game for Grillo that drives him a little crazy. He strikes it so solidly, has a lot of opportunities.
It doesn't look as fluid and as loose as his golf swing does. It looks a lot more stiff.
Over to 9 with the wind really whipping. Johnson Wagner, you give it the 3 under.
Yeah, this for his second birdie in the 3 holes that he'll play this morning after hitting a nice 8-iron.
Beauty.
Hey, that's taking advantage of your time out here, isn't it?
Up to 18, the 3rd for Fowler.
A little bit of a downhill lie in that wet sand, but some green with which to work. Came out a little hot.
Still a good look at par from there, about 15 feet.
Rogers, one of the leaders.
Similar lie to what he had on the last hole, but much more green to work with. So an easier shot, and he took advantage of it.
Okay.
He'll finish with a par and head into the clubhouse at 9 under.
Fabian Gomez at 17, his second shot. About 125 yards out.
He'll go on to make birdie and get to 6 under.
13th, Rob Oppenheim for birdie in this year in the Web.com finals. He finally had a cush. He's been right around that number, it seems, every year trying to get to the PGA Tour. This year he had a cush. He played very well in the finals and a good putt there for birdie. He's having a nice week at 6 under par.
So Ricky taking a look. Tell me, I know it's everything, the answer will be, but what is it that you like most about this stroke?
Well, I think as much as anything, and it'll be hard to see from this camera angle, but the softness of the hands on the putter. the flow of the putter back and forth. And is it a slightly quicker stroke than you might see normally? Yes, it is, but it just has that minimal arc that like a normal golf swing, keeps it low to the ground, and the decisiveness was with which he putts. He gets his read, he gets his line, and he fires away. And believing in your decision making is a huge thing. You want to be confident in your decision as opposed to be questioning what you're doing. Watch just this flow back and back through. Just slight arc of his putter. Shocking.
Take a little video of that. Save it. Watch it over and over.
John Oda has this for Eagle out of UNLV. Head coach there is Dwayne Knight. He happens to be, he was my head coach at New Mexico. So Dwayne Knight's been around for a few years. And I say that with a lot of respect. I saw Coach Knight in Las Vegas last week. He's doing great. He's still just knocking it out every year. Does a good job of recruiting. They've always got a solid team there at UNLV.
What was he, 12 when he coached you? More for birdie to get it to 6 under. There you go. 66 for Ryan Moore, and he is just 4 back.
Now 16, Rob Oppenheim.
2:07 left in for his second. Wind whipping from the right. Flag. Barely moving on the flag stick. This is a low one. Good line, but it's not going to stop quickly.
He'll 2-putt for par from there. As we go back to the 6th, with John Oda about 16 feet for birdie.
Knows it peels off a little bit to the right as it loses speed.
Pure. Absolutely pure. Corey Connors, this is second at 9.
3-putt bogey on the 8th, trying to finish off his round.
A birdie here, and he gets to 1 under, right on the cut line.
And now at 7, Martin Pillar. 3rd shot on the par 5.
Dialed in. Martin Pillar makes that for a birdie and quickly moves to 7 under par.
Back at 17, Rob Oppenheim has this putt for birdie. Jerry?
And you mentioned very little break. I can't see anything in it.
Looks like he may be aiming just out to the right, just a hair, Jerry.
Yeah,
looking for a little left.
Only on those last couple of rolls.
Yep. Good read, good stroke. Center cut. Good looking scorecard right there after that lone bogey at his first hole. This is Martin Pillar at the 8th tee, coming off that birdie at 7. Wind can't really tell from that flagstick, but helping from the left. Oh, nice shot.
He converts the birdie and moves to 8 under par. Par on the 9th is home hole. He's in with a 68 today. John Oda now at 9. A long look at birdie for a share of the lead at 10 under. Coming up just short. And we'll mark that before tapping in for his par. Playing on a sponsor's exemption. He'll finish at 9 under par with Brandon Harkins and Brian Gay. Ricky Fowler making his first start of the season. He shares the lead with Patton Kizzire and Patrick Rogers. Those two in search of their maiden victory. Brian Gay, a past winner, with a 65 to move into the top 5. Martin Pillar with a strong performance, climbing to 7th after a 68. And the reigning Players Champion, sharing 8th at 7 under par.
Gorgeous strip of land right along the Caribbean, the blue waters, the white sandy beaches here. What a resort at Mayakoba. You ever get a chance, opportunity, it could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience here. Play some pretty good golf over the course of the last decade plus now. The 11th edition of the OHL Classic at Mayakoba. Plenty of people down here for a few days of vacation and to check out the best players in the world. This is the best field that we've had over the 11 years. And Ricky Fowler, the top-ranked player here, checking in at number 10 in the world. David Duvall and I in the booth, along with Kurt Byram and Phil Blackmar. We've heard from Jerry Foltz, Kay Cockrell also out on the golf course, and George Savarickas to talk to some of the players when they are done. Send out to the 5th and say hello to Kurt right now.
Thank you, Terry. This is Scott Brown at the 5th. Kay Cockrell is with this group.
Reachable par 5. He hit his second to the right, trying to get this up and in for birdie.
Back to the 1st.
And the 3rd coming up from off the green for Patton Kizzire.
It is uphill to the hole. It's going to land on a bit of a slope toward him and then move a little left.
That really could prove to be beneficial because this could come out a little bit hot.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 2 flyers and 2 shots right there.
They started that 3rd round early today. First tee time was 7:15 on the restart. And these guys went off about 7:35.
Check in with Bryson DeChambeau. He's got it going today, playing really well. Only 130 yards this tee shot, so another opportunity for birdie here.
He 2-putts for par from there.
Now Ricky putter in hand just off the green here at 1.
Yeah, this for par, not an easy putt. Turning right and it's downhill late. Might stop breaking at that point as well.
He goes on to bogey and drops back to 13 under.
Scott Brown for his birdie at the 5th.
No more than 3 feet, Kurt. And that was a well-executed 4.
Be interesting to see this putt here from Patton Kizzire to see how kind of steady his nerves are. The pitch shot was certainly not the best and leaves himself a good 12 or 14 feet. Back up the hill, though.
Not a lot of break in it. Coming off the tee, Patton Kizzire, who's normally very personable and quite approachable, was all business.
That could be. I know it's the first hole of this final round, but that could be a big putt looking
Yeah,
ahead.
don't discount the 12-footer for par.
Got it to here. This to stay at 12 under.
Yeah, we saw him putt it up the slope as opposed to pitching it. See if he can keep the round together, and he does. Well, I'm sure he's thinking and imagining that he's got it at least to get to where Patton is right now at 15 under par.
Back to 2.
Patton Kizzire looking over his putt here at the 2nd.
Not much to look over here. Maybe just a little gentle break left, but not much. Pretty flat putt as well.
That looked pretty comfortable.
He's looking pretty good with that stroke through the first couple of holes.
I think he settled down.
Yeah.
But remember, he didn't sleep on the lead either. Well, it's high for the lead. This is a 36-hole marathon for this 3-ball.
Okay, good up and down.
If you get going sideways early, though,
Yeah,
it can be
just the opposite.
Right?
It'd be a long day, especially with the wind blowing. If you don't have your swing,
Well,
tough to keep it under control.
Check out the FedEx Cup summary with the recent finishes for Ricky Fowler back to 2010. So he missed it the first few years and then jumps into the top 10. 2014, even better after that. You thought, well, maybe he's on the verge of winning this thing and hasn't. For the 7th.
And Scott Brown's 3rd.
Phil has laid it up to 91 yards. Let's see how close he can hit it.
Oh, he hit it.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, really close. Hits the flagstick. Lucky that it didn't ricochet further off.
That's a great shot for Scott Brown. We take a look at this shot again. Only 3 feet from the hole. He'll go on to birdie and move to 13 under.
Back to Ricky at 3.
Just 119.
really could use a quality shot here. He finds himself 3 shots behind quickly.
Like that?
Just like that.
Charles Howell has found the fairway here at 11. Just a wedge going downwind to a flagstick he can get to. This hole's played under par all week. It's one of the easier holes on the golf course. Man, he's going to have a really good chance to make birdie here at 11.
Fowler, hopefully thinking good things for him here.
Yeah, wasting no time.
And he doesn't waste any time once he's up over, does he?
No reason to. The way he rolls it, the rhythm of his stroke, everything. Just pick your line and believe in it and go. And you see the results.
Also, David, the confidence to know you're going to hit your line.
Well, Charles Howell is going to have a chance to win today. He needs to make putts like this. Boy, just had it. Maybe a touch too much speed. Back at 8, Ryan Moore has this for birdie. He was a captain's selection. Good putt there. Captain's selection. The last Ryder Cup. Played really well. He ended up winning the
winning point.
Right?
Clinching point, correct.
Yeah.
To the 4th.
Uphill early into the breeze, turning right early as well. And it's downhill from that point forward.
Look out. Oh. Found his range. He knew what he was doing with that tee shot. He put it right where he needed to make birdie. Had a little speed on it when it went in there, too. That'll get a little mojo going your way, and that'll send a little message to Patton Kizzire. And Patton Kizzire has what I think, Fultz, should be probably a pretty big putt. 15 minutes ago, he had a 3-shot lead. If he misses this, it's down to 1. Strength of his game here. Boy, he looked calm there.
Right.
No stress at all. Says he finds his zone more often when he's at home. He's trying to pretend this week that he is at home with friends, and it looks like he is so far.
Hadn't made a birdie since the 6th hole. Charles Howell here at 12, his 3rd.
This is imperative he gets it up and down, leaving it short on 10, the short miss on 11. This one shows the importance of being in the fairway, and it's just an absolutely perfect chip, no stress, just walk up, you can tap it in with your wedge.
Beautiful. Little tap in to stay at 12 under par.
Sean Stephanie has this putt for birdie at 11, just off the fringe. Oh, what a good stroke that was. Wow, confident, held his finish, and ball finished right in the middle of the hole. So Sean Stephanie's got a nice move going today.
To the 5th.
John Oda has this putt for eagle. Talked about him, this being a big week for him, Phil. A top 10 finish here would get him into RSM next week.
South Carolina Aiken Products got Brown at 13 under to get it to 14.
Kind of a big ask to make this putt. It's pretty tricky. It's going to move to the right at the end, though. Oh, his putting looks really good today. Good sense of speed.
At 5 now, Fowler out of the coquina with his 4th.
Oh, beauty. If it doesn't have too much spin.
Oh boy, good golf shot there.
Yeah, he's going to have a chance. He's got that for bogey. First start of the season right here at Mayakoba, this new wraparound season. This is what he's done in the previous 5 seasons, his opening start. All pretty darn good starts there. 13, Charles Howell.
He'll go on to make birdie, moving to 13 under.
Back to the 10th now, Scott Brown, his tee shot.
He's going with an 8-iron. Plays a little bit downhill, wind helping. Hoping to carve this a little left to right, which looks like that's what he's done.
Well, that's a good shot. It's hard to cut a short iron like that, using the wind a little bit coming from the left.
He 2-putts for par from there. Back at 5, Kizzire has a long look at eagle.
Making it easy. Good drive, excellent hybrid second shot. tap in for birdie. So Kizzire goes to 18 under par, and at least for the moment, he has a 3-shot lead over Ricky Fowler. But Fowler, remember, still has a bogey putt upcoming. Hardest hole on the golf course for the week, the 14th. Charles Howell in the fairway. See that back left hole location. Oh, this could be pretty. Little knockdown back into the breeze with a draw on it. What a great looking golf shot that was. That's what you're supposed to do back into a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
And it's fun to watch, isn't it?
Howell has that left for birdie as we go back to the 6th hole.
Kizzire, I believe, first to go here, Jerry.
Yes, he is 152 yards away. He's definitely moving in the fairway. The signal is a wedge. That's a big wedge.
He really seems to like it.
Uh-huh.
I don't blame him.
He 2 putts for par from there.
Let's see if Charles Howell can make birdie on 14. Yes, he can. He's doing everything he can to try to put a little pressure on Kizzire right now. That moves him to within 4 shots.
Ricky Fowler left it way short here at 6. This for birdie. And rolled it in anyway. He's not going away yet. That's not supposed to go in.
Yeah, not too dissimilar from the 4th hole. Took a wedge out and hit it right where he needed to, about a good 40 feet away.
Yeah, it's a crazy game, isn't it? To the 8th.
Siwoo Kim's tee shot. He's trying to maintain a big rally here. He's birdied 3 holes in a row.
He birdies that to move to 18 under.
Back at 12, Scott Brown getting set.
Yeah, good 200 yards in for his second, Terry. It's a tough hole location to get close to, particularly when you have a 4-iron. This one looking really good.
Oh yeah, right at it.
Pretty nifty from that distance.
He'll go on to make par here.
Patrick Rogers now at 7 for birdie.
Turning a little right should give Ricky a pretty good read as well.
He's in there quickly behind it.
Yes, he did, and a perfect read.
This is Russell Knox at the 11th for birdie. We've seen players struggle a little bit with the read. It's a pretty flat area of the green. And a little confusing for some of the guys. Apparently it wasn't for Russell Knox. A good putt.
Here at 9, Siwoo Kim looking for 5 in a row.
Let's get this outside the hole a little bit on the left. It should fall down to the right.
Early
Walking 'em in.
walk, and what a run. Birdied in from 5 through 9, went out in 31, and he's had 14 under, 4 off the lead.
Brian Moore for birdie now at 13 to get to 13 under. Well done there.
Moore heads to the 14th now at 13 under, 5 shots back.
2-11.
And Martin Pillar for birdie, K.
Trying for his 3rd birdie today to go along with an eagle.
Yes, boy,
Yeah,
just did creep over the edge of the hole. He's putted the ball great this week.
Up to 18, and the 2nd from the fairway for Howell. Yep. It is a good shot. Solid.
10 now, Fowler.
There should be no doubt in his mind what it does. Where he's standing, there's more slope than at the hole, so it feels like it'll turn left more than it does.
Looks like a pretty good line.
Just didn't have enough speed to hold its line. And so 4 in a row, 4 opportunities in a row now. Slide by the wayside, Ricky Fowler.
And a birdie try up at 18 to finish up for Charles Howell. Just over 500 starts on the PGA Tour throughout his career. He's had 16 runner-up finishes and 84 top 10s.
It's a long, outstanding career. Another good week this week. He knew that one had to go in to have any chance, and it just barely misses.
To the 12th, and Pillar has been rolling in everything.
Now this from 35 feet. Gentle move to the left.
Not again. Not again.
That's like stealing right there.
Kizzire at 11 now with his second shot.
They look like lob wedge. And a good one.
Oh, oh, look out. Oh, that's got to go in.
Kidding me? By the time he gets there, it might. What a shot.
Where's the wind coming from?
In the wrong direction. Look at that. I mean, from this angle, it looks like half the ball's hanging over.
It's remarkable it won't fall in. It's not, I mean, come on.
Keep watching, because
That's
it
right.
might.
No, I'm on the other side of the hole. I can see just a blade of grass between the ball and the white paint.
Those are those thick blades of grass you've talked about, Jerry, huh? Holding it up.
If only it were bent.
Absolutely tremendous golf shot. Had the right number, the right club.
Put it back down and fell in.
His 4th birdie of the day, no bogeys, and overall he's been the best player in that final group.
'13, Martin Pillar for birdie.
And he, see if he can keep that putter hot. He made one from off the fringe at the 11th, also did so at the 9th. And again, wow.
That's 3 in a row, now 7 under in his round after bogeying the first. Best round to the golf course this afternoon.
To 12 and Kizzire.
From here, he just has to carry a little bit of elevation at the front, and then it's relatively flat till just past the hole. Ricky's, it's uphill to the hole and downhill after it. He's going to have a bit of a jumper, and you could actually miss the green from where he is. Nicely done.
A par here, and he stays at 19 under.
Cam for birdie.
It's been a couple holes since he had a birdie.
Well, that moves him into a tie for second now with Ricky Fowler. Stands out there as the 5 birdies in a row, closing out the first 9.
Alex Cheka in that bunker on the left. A little wind in his face. Not much green to work with. Didn't matter. He's having 2 great weeks in a row. He's holed a bunch of shots. He'll be 48 years old in just a few weeks.
Back at 18, putter in hand, just off the green for Ryan Moore.
Very hopeful from this distance to hold out. Just get down in 2, make an easy stress-free par like he has.
Solid final round.
Moore finishes with a par as we swing back to 13.
Big putt upcoming for Kizzire, Jerry.
Yeah, he's made a few already today, but as we keep mentioning, as the holes click by, each one gets a little more important.
He has made, it seems like, every putt that he has needed to make. That was a gutsy performance right there. A little high five, well deserved, little knuckles. That was a wonderful par after that tee shot. Big moment. Fowler now for birdie to pick one up anyway. So the lead is 3, but it looked like it could have been 2 or even potentially 1.
Those are the putts you remember, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Back at 18, Scott Brown, this for birdie. Oh, so close. He'll tap that in for a 69 here this afternoon. Finish up at 13 under. Right now a share of 6. Mentioned he had a top 5 at the CJ Cup at 9 Bridges. So some good play early going this season for Scott Brown.
Kizzire at 14 now with about 8 feet to save par.
Wow.
Nerves of steel. Guy is, I tell you, that's tough to overcome too if you're his opponent, because he just never falters because of that putter.
Take you all the way up to this last. Bo Hostler was in that final group last week and struggled. This a moment ago. No struggle there. Finishes up in style.
Martin Pillar, who has this for birdie.
We practically gave him this putt, didn't we?
He doesn't miss, and most of them are going right in the middle of the hole. Boy, nice late birdie for Martin Pillar. He's in a tie for 4th right now with Charles Howell.
Ricky Fowler, can he pull within 2 with 2 to play?
A couple thousand enthusiastic Ricky Fowler fans will get very loud if he does.
Center cut.
Fowler with a clutch birdie on the 16th gets to within 2 shots of the lead. There's 2 holes left to play for Fowler to take advantage. He's at 17 now with a look at birdie.
Chance to pull within 1. Walked it right in the middle. Here we go. 1 hole for all the marbles.
Fowler looks to earn 500 FedEx Cup points this week. It's his first start of the new season, and a high finish would set the pace for him. He's still 1 behind Patton Kizzire, who's out at 18 now with his 2nd shot.
Got it steeply. Sounded a little heavy, but it's flying okay. Maybe front of the green.
Really an amazing golf shot there, Jerry, from where he was. That was incredible.
Has not made a bogey the entire round, and now on the surface in regulation in 2, and perhaps going to force Ricky Fowler to make birdie to catch him.
Ricky with 167. Very little breeze, going with an easy 7-iron. Trouble is actually locating the flag stick amongst all the people in white shirts behind the green. Trying to play a cut, not cutting much. Going to be 25, 30 feet left.
And outside of Kizzire, so that would have to go in. So it's Ricky Fowler in search of an iron shot throughout, but 16, 17, back-to-back birdies and a chance here with, for the first time, he hopes, his grandfather in attendance, Yutaka Tanaka, to see him win a professional event. His grandmother Jeannie's in the stands as well. And left it short.
That's very surprising.
Of all the things, David, when you know you have to make most likely a birdie here.
Right, yeah. And, you know, I wonder if you could throw some of that to the lack of light out there, that maybe didn't quite see the slope that you would normally see in sunlight.
He knew it right away, too.
He knew it when he hit it.
Yep, talking to himself.
The stage is set for Kizzire. He has 2 putts to win. This now a long look at birdie.
Trying to win at this level for the very first time on the PGA Tour. Tested down the stretch and just a tap in for victory. He's going to mark that. Yep. Yeah, wait.
Yep, take your time, enjoy it. You've earned it. Stressful day, but you went through it and did it.
And David, to have a 3 or 4 inch putt for your first win.
That's a nice feeling.
Fowler in his season debut to finish up with par. Big things this year from Ricky.
I'm expecting big things like I do every year, but this year I think he breaks through for the major championship, and I think he wins more than once.
Just a formality. He did not fall down the stretch, and Patton Kizzire breaks through with a win on the PGA Tour.
This concludes this week's race for the FedEx Cup and the PGA Tour's coverage of the 2017 OHL Classic at Mayakoba from El Camaleon Golf Club in Playa del Carmen, Mexico.